Almost 2 years have passed since the previous version of the NordicTrack 2450 was released. It doesn't look like it, but a lot has changed from the 2023 version to the new 2025 version. Is this new model an upgrade? Let's get into it. Hey guys, it's Sydney at TRG. I'm here to give you the full rundown on what changes have been made to the NordicTrack 2450. Before I dive into everything, make sure to like and subscribe. We do a lot of treadmill comparisons and we have new reviews coming your way. NordicTrack has put out a lot of updated machines recently, so we have reviews of them coming. Also, we are affiliates. NordicTrack sends us their equipment to test, but this doesn't influence what we say in reviews or our opinions. If you use one of our links, we receive a commission, and this is at no extra cost to you, but it helps us out so we can keep making reviews. At the time of filming this, the 2023 model of the 2450 is still available. It's marked down $500 from the new machine, which is $3,000. At the end of this video, I'll help you decide if the updates to the new design are worth the extra price. Jumping in, they look almost the same. I'm sure you've noticed the new screen. I'll get into that in a bit. But overall, this design and frame are basically the same. They have steel frames in this design with the uprights and the console and the touch screen, as well as the folding deck, have become popular with treadmills from NordicTrack, Peloton, and Sol in recent years. The 2450s are almost the same length and width. The new one is heavier at 332 pounds in the box versus 303 pounds. They both fold. The 2450 is NordicTrack's top-of-the-line treadmill from their commercial series, and this is their premium lineup of folding treadmills. So you lift the back of the decks and you push them up towards the consoles to fold. The new model is heavier to fold up. I'm going to get into why in a moment, but it's heavier and harder to fold. I have to get down into a squat and use my core more to lift it up, whereas I can basically lift the other one with one hand. I prefer heavier decks from a durability and usage standpoint, but keep this in mind. If you have mobility issues that inhibit you from bending or squatting down, or if you can't lift maybe 40 to 50 pounds or so, folding either of these treadmills might not work for you. And once folded, you can move them. You have to tip them back to move them. I think the 50-pound rule applies here too. These are 300-pound treadmills. They're large, and moving them might not be appropriate for some people. I can move them, but I don't want to have to move them very far or very often. So with either one, it's best to keep a treadmill really of this size near where you plan to use it. They incline up to 12% and decline to -3%, and they both have 400-pound weight limits. So we noticed late last year, maybe it was early this year, the 2023 model of the 2450's weight limit was changed on NordicTrack's site from 300 pounds up to 400 pounds. This was probably with further testing at NordicTrack. So both treadmills handle a lot of weight. This is the largest weight limit that we see on motorized treadmills typically. And they both feel pretty much the same to run on as far as the deck cushioning. So the deck cushioning is the amount of give in the deck when your feet land, and it's soft and forgiving on NordicTrack treadmills. Both models of the 2450 have some of the softest deck cushioning we've tested, especially on folding treadmills. If you have joint sensitivity, the 2450 is a great treadmill for that. I personally prefer running on the 2450 because I tend to get some discomfort around my ankles while running, and I just don't get that when I'm running on either of these treadmills. It's much softer than running outside, especially on concrete, which has no shock absorption, so they both feel the same underfoot. The handles and overall console are the same, at least below the screen. There's basic adjustment buttons, a straight horizontal handle, and the two side handles have the same textured plastic coating. It actually looks to be pretty much identical. The fans are effective and the layout is really easy to use. Now let's get into what's changed because there's quite a bit. All right, so as far as the construction, the motor is the big aspect that's been changed, or rather improved. The new 2450 has a 4.25 continuous horsepower motor versus the 3.6 continuous horsepower motor that the previous model has. So 4.25 is the largest DC motor type that we see on home treadmills. The 2450 has always been a pretty powerful treadmill that handles a lot of running. It's a premium treadmill, but I think this motor has been improved to be even more sufficient, especially for handling speed training. It now goes up to 14 miles per hour, so this increase of motor size makes sense. The old 2450 goes up to 12 miles per hour, which is pretty common for home treadmills. 14 miles per hour is faster than most. It's also faster than some commercial treadmills. It's a 4-minute, 17-second mile running pace, so it's fast. It might not be an all-out sprint for some people, but it's plenty of speed for most. And what really surprised us is how quick the motor is to adjust the speed and incline levels. The older model isn't slow by any means, but the new model is now the fastest treadmill to adjust that we've tested so far. So we do a motor responsiveness test. This is where we time for how quickly the motor takes to go from 1 miles per hour up to 12 miles per hour. The new treadmill adjusts the speed almost 10 seconds faster than the previous one. And the incline and decline adjust about the same, but overall, the new model of the 2450 is faster than other treadmills like Horizon and the Peloton tread. It makes it ideal for interval training. I don't even have to think about waiting for the motor to adjust. The new motor is also quieter than the previous one. It's a few decibels quieter when they're both at 3 miles per hour and at 12 miles per hour. But they're both motorized treadmills, so you get noise with the motor and then the sound increases with the speed. Plus, your feet make a thudding noise on the deck when you run, so just keep this in mind. The 2450 isn't the quietest treadmill in its class, but this new model is pretty quiet, especially for how fast and powerful it is. The deck is also a bit bigger. So the previous model is 20 inches wide and 60 inches long. The new 2450 is now 22 inches wide and 60 inches long. So both decks support all strides, but the extra 2 inches of width is helpful to provide plenty of room, especially when you're running at higher speeds. The deck is also heavier, so that's why this new treadmill is harder to fold, but I like heavier decks for higher powered treadmills. This treadmill is meant to handle a lot of use and it's built for it. Also, another new aspect of the motor is that it now comes with a lifetime warranty. This is really nice. Both treadmills come with NordicTrack's standard 10-year frame, 2-year part, and 1-year labor warranty, but it's nice to have a lifetime motor warranty with the new model. This just helps to instill confidence in the construction with this coverage. All right, now let's get into the tech because a lot has changed here too. So this is a new, slightly larger touchscreen. It's 24 inches versus 22 inches. I don't notice the screen size difference as much as I notice the overall quality. So the screen has been improved with faster processing and it's slimmer. And this new screen really doesn't shake at all. At least I don't notice it when I'm running, if it does. It's typical for most fitness equipment with large attached touchscreens for there to be some screen shake. There's a little bit on the older one, but it's not very noticeable. I just noticed how still the new one is. And the console is really steady. And the cup holders hold my 40-ounce hydro jug really well. So the older model has numbered speed and incline buttons along the touchscreen that we really like. It makes adjusting the 2450 really easy. On the new model, these buttons are now on the touchscreen. I wish there were buttons on the handles or something to reach a little closer because it's hard to use the buttons on the touchscreen when I'm running. With how adjustable the screen is, this isn't a huge deal because it's easy to reach, but I think if they're going to get rid of the numbered quick adjustment buttons, some roller dials or switch buttons on the handles would be nice. Most of the functionality is on the touchscreen, so keep that in mind. And being from NordicTrack, they both have iFIT. You can use them without iFIT, but with all the features that iFIT offers, we encourage you to consider subscribing because it's really half the experience of both models of the 2450. Now, iFIT has gone through a bunch of updates recently. It's still in beta testing for the new 2.0 version. On the old 2450, you can use the older version of iFIT or you can switch to the 2.0 version. And then the new 2450 uses only the 2.0 version. So iFIT is a popular training subscription that has thousands of trainer-led workouts. Some are filmed in studios where a camera points at the instructor as they guide you through the workout. But the library mainly consists of outdoor film workouts. So these are filmed on every continent. You follow the instructor as they hike up mountains, walk through cities, run across beaches. And iFIT stands out with the outdoor content, and these workouts are fun. We have a full iFIT video that breaks down iFIT more, and I talk more in depth about the new updates with iFIT in my 2450 treadmill model for this 2025 version. So watch those if you want to learn more about iFIT, but here's an overview of the features from the old to the new version. So the old version, you can access all of iFIT's trainer-led workouts and use Smart Adjust and Active Pulse, where the treadmill automatically adjusts based on your previous workouts and based on your heart rate with Active Pulse. You just need a compatible heart rate tracker to use it. And the old version also has Google Maps. So this is where you can draw routes on a map and Google Images pop up at the location. And the treadmill will automatically adjust the incline and decline to match the terrain of the workout. And this is a nice feature if you want to take a break from following along with the trainer. iFIT 2.0 currently doesn't have Google Maps. We hope it will be added back. Instead of Google Maps, you can access all of iFIT's trainer-led workouts, and then you can create your own workouts. So you can set time, distance, and calorie goals, or you can create customized intervals. And the new version also offers streaming apps. So these include Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Spotify currently. You have to subscribe to iFIT to access these apps, and then you have to log into your account for each of them to stream. And what's cool is you can listen to Spotify while you take an iFIT workout on the new one. iFIT has a music feature, but it's really been my main critique of iFIT in the past. I really prefer using Spotify since the music is in the background of the workouts anyways. And you can also watch a show on Netflix or Prime Video during your iFIT workout, so you can mute the instructor and then you can watch the show and the treadmill will still automatically adjust, or you can adjust it yourself. That's where they have that Smart Adjust and Active Pulse feature on 2.0 as well. There's also an AI coach that's coming. This is where AI will help you select iFIT workouts based on the goals that you tell it. And it's nice to have both versions of iFIT on the older 2450, but I definitely prefer all of the updates on the new 2.0 version. And as far as the screens, the new one is a bit more crisp and the speakers have a pretty great amount of volume. They also seem a bit clearer. I did notice the screen has a tiny bit more glare on the new one, but the new version of iFIT is currently only in dark mode, so I think it makes the glare a little more noticeable. The old version of iFIT is in light mode, so I notice my reflection in the screen less using the older version of iFIT on the older 2450, at least when I'm just scrolling through the class library. When you're in an outdoor iFIT workout that is in a bright location, the glare isn't noticeable on either screen. And overall, the streaming apps and even the ability to create your own workouts are really nice features to have with iFIT. We've seen a lot of training apps include streaming apps, so we're glad that iFIT now offers this too. All right, now I'm gonna hop on the 2023 model first and then the 2025 model just so you can see and hear them in action. So I'm gonna walk at 3 miles per hour. And run at 6 miles per hour. And same thing on this one, 3 and 6 miles per hour. So overall, the new one is quieter. Thanks for watching my comparison between the 2023 model, the NordicTrack 2450, and the new model for 2025. So this new one has a larger and faster motor. It also adjusts the speed more quickly and now goes up to 14 miles per hour. The deck is a bit wider, and overall, the treadmill feels even more stable and durable. The lifetime motor warranty is also really appreciated and backs up the solid construction. The 24-inch touchscreen is larger and slimmer. It really doesn't shake at all, and it has faster processing to better handle all of the updates that have been made with iFIT, like Netflix and Spotify. You can't go wrong with either treadmill, but overall, we're really excited to see all of the updates that have been made to the 2450. This treadmill has been one of our top recommendations for several years, and now it's leading the pack in categories like speed and motor responsiveness, as well as deck cushioning softness. So, are these upgrades worth it? I would say definitely. To learn more about the new 2450, make sure to watch my full review on our channel. You can also head to treadmillreviewguru.com. I have a full written review that breaks down everything. And to see the current prices of both treadmills, the 2023 version of the 2450 is marked down until supplies last, but click the links in the descriptions to check their prices and availability. And of course, like and subscribe. We have a lot of new reviews coming. I'm Sydney at TRG. I'll see you next time.